night one in Tenerife. You can probably see Mount Jade behind me up there. That's the peak. I'm just checking out some foreground locations for tonight, and I've got, so you've got these rocks, and then like maybe get down here, if I stand round here somewhere, and then you should have the sea of clouds. Hopefully, I'm hoping the sea of clouds come in, because at the minute they're all over there, as you can see down there. So hopefully get some clouds in with Milky Way then rising in distance just over there. So that's plan, and we've got a second foreground shot ready for later on, a lay-by just further down, and that's got the observatories on the hill, and the Milky Way will rise at the side of those. So yeah, night one should be a good night. So I'm at second location with Will. He's just getting his camera sorted at car, and it's just like being on Mars up here, honestly. Foreground going to be a bit wider field than this, but basically it's going to be a shot there with observatories on hill. Milky Way core is going to rise in that gap there. So even though you can't fit all of it in frame on this phone, it will all be in frame with the lens I'm using on the camera. But basically, yeah, you'll have that kind of shot. Let's see if I can just zoom out a little bit, if it will do it. So similar to that kind of thing, I think, roughly, is what you'll get with Milky Way then, right over there. Absolute scenes. So yeah, me and Will were walking around observatories, and we didn't see a sign that said no access, so we kind of got kicked out. But yeah, he's David's lad. Oh, William Wallace.
Mate. Showing him on boss.
Loves it, does lad. So busy looking at observatories. And I didn't really like the view. And just look at that. Sea of clouds. Sun's going to set just over there.
They're gonna
zoom in a bit more. Look at that.
gonna be so bright though. Them they're hard to expose on a time lapse.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable scenes. Just waiting for blue hour. Chill out, mate. Chill out. Chilling at rock, mate.
Say it.
Chilling at rock. Just TD in background.
You don't get this fucking cast, do you, mate?
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
You can see it all, can't you?
Yeah.
Slowly fading into view, higher it gets. Take into account these skies to back home, mate.
Unreal, mate.
You get lost in these.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So I'm tracking Milky Way at a minute. We did those foreground shots with observatory. The cloud, see a cloud selfie. We couldn't really do because there were no clouds. So yeah, we didn't really do that. But what we decided to do instead of that, there's these massive plants that are like 10 foot tall. So we found one of those and did some light painting on that. So we'll just track sky for that shot. I'm just waiting till Milky Way gets a bit higher, and then I'm going to track it again for the observatory shot. But yeah, so far so good.
So there's like 3 cameras clicking at now, isn't there? So
yeah, so
time lapse on one.
I've just done a time lapse with this camera that I'm filming this on now. Will's doing a time lapse over there, and he's also doing a tracked sky for his. I don't even know what those plants are called.
I don't know, but
It begins with C, I think, but I can't pronounce it, and I just call it.
To be unique to this island.
Yeah, this and La Palma. Yeah, so little shop of horrors, plant, mate.
Yeah, that was cold, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that, mate. Look at that.
You've got teapot, Sagittarius teapot there. There's all steams coming out, Milky Way.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go up, you see full constellation of Scorpio there. Bursting all the way up to Antares.
So that light on Mount Teide is the cable cars, which takes you to the peak, which is just there. We're just in like a little car park at the moment, just over the road from that. And then look away, as you can see, starts to arch. And arches over. And then boom. Core. Unbelievable. What a sky up here in Tenerife on Mount Teide. So in the UK, obviously a lot of that is below the horizon. It's like around, I think like maybe this part, Rofiuki, can get my words out, that skims the horizon in the UK. So it's like this. So, and because it's so close to the horizon, that part, it's usually washed out by light pollution. But here, as you can see, because so we're closer to the equator, it's just higher in sky as the core, and you can see so much more of it. Unbelievable. What a sky. What a night. Absolutely unreal. Where I'm set up here, I'm stood on some dodgy rocks. So if I fall over, then you know why. I've just set off my Canon 6D, tracking the sky again. So this is going to be my track sky for the observatory foreground. My ISO is at 1600. The exposure is 40 seconds. I've got it set to f2.8 and I'm using the Sigma at 24mm lens. And I've used that as well for the track sky for the giant little shop of horrors plant, I'm gonna call it. The cloud wall I'm gutted about the one, literally no clouds, it was crystal clear. So I didn't bother getting, like I said, the cloud roll selfie. We are coming back up here, hopefully again later this week while we're here. So hopefully I can get that shot later in the week, and hopefully there's some clouds in that area. So the plan of action for this week then. Tonight, obviously, we're up Mount Teide. In 2 days' time, we're going to be going to La Palma. So I'm really looking forward to that because that's one of the darkest skies on the planet. And then 2 days after that, we're going to be back up here on Mount Teide. Yeah, looking forward to it. I can't believe how good I can see that with naked eye. I can see dark dust lanes now in the middle, and the dark dust lane coming up into Roafuki. Unbelievable. William Wallace sorting his batteries out. I'm just going to stop that there. See how it's looking. Nice. Nice. Looks good. Delete that one. Stop. Yeah, looking good. Cool. I'll let that carry on for a little bit longer. Also, we've just got someone else turn up here. Another astrophotographer wanting to get Milky Way, so shows it's a popular spot, I guess. Let's get that going again. Oh, good times. As I've just mentioned, another landscape Milky Way photographer turned up that night, and his name was Jerry. And after talking to myself and Will for a while, we exchanged Instagram accounts, and Jerry also followed the YouTube channel. So Jerry, if you're watching, hi mate, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm sure that Jerry got some awesome shots of the Milky Way that night as well. So what's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Scott, nice to meet you, Jerry.
Scott?
Yeah. That's Will.
Will.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fell asleep earlier in the car, didn't I?
That's okay.
Girls. Just sleep for about an hour, what lad? Passed on. Yeah, but I want to buy the move to be fair. 'Cause it's supposed to be a lot easier.
It's like for the shooting the time lapse. It's quite handy.
Yeah.
It's moving
Yeah.
any direction what you want.
Yeah.
So you can use you just flip it and use it for stars, or
Right.
flip it back, use it for time lapse.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me now, but I'm still learning the Milky Way photography.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy hobby. Same way Andromeda Galaxy, that if you're ever in a dark sky,
Andromeda.
if you look if you look where Andromeda is, but then look slightly to the side of Andromeda, your peripheral vision picks it up and you can see the core of it. But if you're looking directly where it is, you struggle to see it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to look slightly off from it, and you see it.
Side vision, you see differently a little bit.
It's more sensitive, that part of your eye, isn't it? So it's
in black and white. You're shooting for the stacking later, yeah?
Yeah. So we'll stack sky images and then just blend them in with foregrounds that we took earlier.
What's the program on Windows called it to stack them?
Well, there's Sequitur.
Yeah,
Or Sequitur, I don't know how you pronounce it, either way.
Deep Sky Stacker as well. That's a freebie.
Yeah, so I
This is-
think
this-
Sequitur's better for your Milky Way.
Yeah.
Though. It's
Yeah,
meant for Milky Way,
As
Sequitur.
long as there's no foregrounding, Deep Sky can
Yeah.
do a very good job.
Yeah. To be fair, I've stacked them in PixInsight before as well.
Yeah.
Milky Way
Yeah,
images,
yeah.
but I think Sequitur's just so much quicker, and it's probably
really quick.
just as
It's
for
just
Milky
as
Way.
good
It's
as-
just as good.
yeah.
You know what I mean? PixInsight you can't beat for Deep Sky.
I have to learn that app as well.
Sequitur,
Yeah.
there's some tutorials on.
Especially, I bought the Windows for that program because
Yeah.
I'm using the Mac.
It's not too bad to use, to be fair, mate. It's quite.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
easy enough
quite
to use.
easy, but
yeah.
I have to learn how to shoot for it.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want to start simple rather than use your tracker, you could do like you're doing your time lapse. You could potentially get an image from that. So if you're doing like
Oh yeah.
20
that's
seconds,
what
but yeah, I mean,
thought,
just start the untracked images.
probably
Yeah.
10 images you can use it, but
That's it. Yeah.
but
Yep.
as well you have to use the dark frames as well, or not necessarily.
So I asked this question
It's always
last month, well, a few months ago, but I still take them, to be honest, but they are supposed to clean your image up with noise and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But with Milky Way, a lot of people I know don't take them, and their images are brilliant still. So a lot of guys I know on YouTube they take them, and the images are sorry they don't take the dark frames, and the images are fantastic. So, but I just take them just to be on the safe side. Me, I just I think if I'm ever rushing, and I think I'm wasting imaging time, then I probably wouldn't bother. Do you know what I mean? But so I'm just finishing night off. I'm just doing my dark frames. The tracked sky I did with the large plant. I tracked it for about 30 minutes, I think, roughly. And the sky for the observatories, I tracked that for about 45 minutes. So yeah, I'm just doing some dark frames now. And yeah, pretty much finished, I think. Milky Way looks absolutely stunning. The higher in the sky it gets, the more of it you see. And yeah, that looks unreal. So yeah, I'll be packing down soon. And yeah, part 1 complete. And I guess I'll see you when I see you, which will be in 2 days' time in La Palma. So I'll see you then.